Are you thinking about buying a new construction home in the Columbia, South Carolina suburbs of Lexington, Irmo, Chapin, or around Lake Murray? Well, 2025 has brought a lot to our market. Everything from brand new, family-friendly neighborhoods with loads of amenities that many of you ask for, to brand new lakefront neighborhoods with access to Lake Murray, to finally seeing 55 plus neighborhoods in Lexington, to a popular builder changing their floor plan lineup to designs which are checking boxes that so many of you have asked for years, including in-law suites, and a neighborhood literally in walking distance to downtown Lexington, the Ice House Amphitheater, parks, restaurants, shops, and more. As a local realtor, these are the neighborhoods I'm sharing with my clients, and I'm gonna head out and share them with you. And later on, I'll tell you how to get the free guide that I give to my clients, because at the end of the day, finding the right new home, it can start to feel overwhelming with all the different neighborhoods. But don't worry, because I've got the inside scoop. So make sure to stick around so you can finally narrow it all down. All right, so why is 2025 such an exciting time to buy a new home in the Columbia, South Carolina suburbs? Well, if you've been looking at homes online, you've probably realized the inventory isn't that great. Anything that seems worthwhile is moving fast, but new construction seems to have a lot of options, and their price point is almost comparable to the resales. So with so many people moving to Lexington, South Carolina, Irmo, Chapin, and more because of the weather, cost of living, Lake Murray, and that lifestyle, the demand is there, and so is the inventory in new communities. We see them popping up all over. But why choose a new home in 2025? Well, it's not just about shiny countertops and open floor plans, though you'll definitely get that. What buyers tell me they're looking for in 2025? Well, they're looking for flex spaces, for home offices, big kitchens for entertaining, neighborhoods with amenities, and most importantly, a reasonable price tag. Builders know this, and they're delivering exactly what today's buyers want. So let's dive into the top neighborhoods across Lexington, Irmo, Chapin, and all around Lake Murray. And let's get started right here. So picture this. You walk into a model home with a dedicated office space, sleek modern finishes, and a gourmet kitchen that feels straight out of a magazine. Talk about that wow factor. Builders like Pulte Homes are known for their customizable floor plans. So if you want a home office, or you want to convert that into a flex room, or maybe you want to upgrade to that chef's kitchen with double ovens, no problem. I had a client last year who fell in love with their design center options, where they could customize the finishes to their liking. And talk about floor plans with space, and more so the location, as you can get this right here in Carriage Estates in Lexington. It's literally minutes from Lake Murray and zoned for Lexington High School in the Lexington 1 school district. They have plans for a swimming pool and a community pavilion. They're offering 6 different floor plans and their customizable lineup with prices starting in the high 400s. And if you love the idea of this neighborhood, but that seems a little out of your budget, stick around, because we're gonna circle back around to Carriage Estates with some brand new floor plans that they added that are more budget friendly. And then there's Mungo's Palmetto Shores. This highly sought after neighborhood in Chapin is a lakefront community with private lake access right to Lake Murray. They have day use trailer parking, first come, first serve boat storage, as well as 2 community pools. They have 10 different floor plans in this neighborhood, ranging from their patio style homes where front yard maintenance and annual pressure washes included, up to nearly 5,000 square foot single family estate style homes, and everything in between. They have multiple floor plans to choose from, and pricing in the patio homes comes in from the mid 300s and the larger single family homes starting in the 500s. Now, if you love the idea of Chapin, that seems a little out of budget for the single family homes. You have 2 options to choose from. The brand new Pebble Branch neighborhood by Mungo Homes, right around the corner from Palmetto Shores. They have 9 different highly desirable floor plans, ranging from 2,000 square feet to over 4,000 square feet, with prices starting in the high 300s. This neighborhood in the future will have a community pool and cabana. Like I said, just around the corner from Palmetto Shores, making it easy commute to downtown Chapin. As well, right around the corner from the free Hilton Rec boat launch on Lake Murray, and is still zoned for the award-winning Chapin High School. Now we pop right around the corner to Stanley Martin's Chapin Place. I'm sitting in one of their brand new open concept floor plans that they've introduced in this neighborhood. That's right, they have 9 different floor plans to choose from, ranging from 1,500 square feet all the way up to 3,600 square feet. This community is well underway, and the next phase across the street will introduce the community pool and clubhouse. Pricing in this neighborhood starts in the low 300s. And later on, I'll talk more about these brand new floor plans, as many of them are in that popular neighborhood's last days that you're not gonna wanna miss. And as we head out to the next neighborhood, as always, I'm out here hustling with 2 different microphones on to give you the most up-to-date information about the Lexington, Columbia, and Lake Murray area, doing it like nobody else in the area. But with that said, my team and I are never too busy to help you out if you're considering buying a home in the area. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, so I'm out here with Ted, and you've had the benefit of working both on the general real estate side and now on the new construction side. And a lot of buyers ask, am I gonna save money if I come without a real estate agent?
And you know, Brandon, we get that question all the time. And really it comes out of 2 different budgets. We have a marketing budget, and then we have the house building budget. The commission always comes out of our marketing dollars. It does not affect the home whatsoever. So when people ask, I have to say, I'm sorry, no, it does not save you any money. Feel free to bring an agent. We love to have agents helping you out to make sure you're making the best decision possible.
That's awesome. And I've heard that from most builders in this area. So you've heard it straight from one of them right now. All right, don't turn the channel just yet, because before we circle back to family-friendly neighborhoods, many of you, especially from Florida, escaping the high insurance costs, asked me about 55 and older communities. And for the longest time, we didn't have any brand new ones. Most of them dated back to the early 2000s. But this year, D.R. Horton launched their brand new neighborhood where I'm staying in the model home, Cross Creek. This is the first 55 plus community in Lexington in years. The benefit is conveniently located off of Sunset Boulevard, making it easy to get to grocery shopping, dining, downtown Lexington, Kohl's, and so much more. This community has 4 different floor plans with high-end finishes and screened-in porches, giving you a variety of options. They have a planned community rec center and pickleball courts, and your front yard and backyard maintenance is included. The best news, pricing starts in the 300s, and it's a tight-knit community, only having 73 homes, so don't hesitate. Next up, we're diving into new home options for families in Lexington. And again, near the end, I'll share with you how to get your hands on my ultimate guide to new construction in 2025, the best guide available in the area. So when it comes to finding the perfect home for your family in 2025, Lexington has so many great options. Oftentimes I hear families, they're looking for that open concept floor plan, spacious kitchen, flex rooms for playrooms or home offices, and large backyards where kids and pets can run around. I'm seeing a trend with families leaning towards community with loads of amenities. Let the kids play and meet neighbors without having to leave the neighborhood. We get kicked off with Hendricks Farm. I teased about this neighborhood when it first launched last year, and I had clients jump in that first phase. But it's finally got to rolling. And with its convenient location right around the corner from downtown Lexington, Lexington High School, and the brand new Target shopping center coming, we knew this was gonna be a hot neighborhood. Mungo brought 9 different floor plans to this neighborhood, including some brand new ones and some renditions that I know you're gonna love, creating more space and more storage. This neighborhood has homes from 2,000 square feet up to over 4,300 square feet. The community pool and cabana are just about wrapped up, so that means you could be swimming by the time you close on one of these homes. Even more so, I know it excites people to mention that their pricing starts in the high 300, which to find houses like this close to Lexington, as you know, has gotten harder and harder. Cease Pond. This neighbor has a lot of people raving about the higher end upgrades that they brought out to the Gilbert area. As we know, there's a lot of growth happening in this area, but this neighborhood came standard with hardy plank siding, backsplashes, and quartz countertops. I know something that many of you asked for. As well, they have a community pond with a dock to enjoy sunsets at. This neighborhood features D.R. Horton's Tradition series, featuring 5 different floor plans, from ranch floor plans all the way up to homes over 2,200 square feet, with pricing starting in the low 300s. Saluda River Club. If you've ever been to Lexington, you've heard about Saluda River Club. This neighborhood is like no other in the area when it comes to the styles and truly cutting edge designs, as well as the amenities. You have multiple community pools, including an adult-only pool and adult-only clubhouse with a gymnasium. They have access to the river, volleyball courts, community events, community gardens, a fit course, and so much more. And they finally released their highly sought after new phase of single family homes. These are not gonna feel like your traditional new construction homes. You're talking high-end finishes that feel like a custom built home. And some of them even have custom built pools already built into the pricing. Pricing in this new phase kicks off in the mid 700s. And in a future video, I'll be circling back to Saluda River Club to dive into their brand new high-end townhomes right on the Saluda River. All right, we will jump back into the neighborhoods already on the ground, including the ones with brand new floor plans that you're not gonna wanna miss. But people always ask, Brandon, what's coming soon? What are those neighborhoods that haven't been announced yet so we can know about them before everybody else? And while many of the builders are pretty tight-lipped and trying to sell what they already got, I got some details on some of the ones that are right around the corner that you're gonna wanna hear about. So we get kicked off with two neighborhoods from Pulte, both in highly sought after Chapin and Irmo areas. First, Monroe Preserve. For anyone familiar with where Portrait Hill is, this is right around the corner, and anyone knows those final phases of Portrait Hill sold out fast because of the location and that zoning for Chapin High School. This neighborhood is about to release with 7 different floor plans from 1,700 square feet up to over 3,000 square feet. This neighborhood is not that big, as anyone that knows Pulte style, they don't back any homes up to each other and have tons of green space, so I foresee this one being another hit. Next is Pulte's Waterside at Pine Island. I know it feels like I say this with every single one, but you gotta hear me out on this neighborhood because this is a gated neighborhood with a private boat ramp and dock on Lake Murray. They're gonna have resort style pool, pavilion, and pickleball courts. Again, we haven't seen a brand new neighborhood like this on Lake Murray and Irmo in a long time, and I know people have been asking. Lennar's Founders Ridge. This one is very early on, but I could not skip it because of what this neighborhood seeks to offer. Lennar says it's gonna be made up of 4 unique home collections. And looking at the tax records, you're talking over 300 acres. Imagine another Longview style neighborhood being built in South Lexington. And as a bonus, some of you may recognize where I'm standing. Coming soon is the final phase, you heard me right, of Bar Lake. For anyone that knows this neighborhood, it always sells out fast. Last go around, I had a family that wanted to be next door to each other, and I was able to get them both into their dream homes, literally right next door to each other, all because of the relationships I built with these builders to make sure that they let us know when these phases release. So they were one of the first ones at the door. Last I spoke with the agent, the wait list has already started. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, speaking of final phases, we're out here at Stanley Martin's River Shoals. Now, this is a much smaller neighborhood than some of the other ones we checked out, but be 100% honest, I've sold a ton of homes in here, just as many as like a Bar Lake, just because there's a lot of conveniences to this. One, you got kind of more of this rural secluded feel. We're on that Dutch Fork side of Irmo, so more secluded feel, but at the same accord, as you can see on my map, we're just over 15 minutes from Costco, the Harbison Shopping, and so much more. So you're not really isolating yourself from everything, even though it feels like you're more isolated. They are planning a community pool and clubhouse right along the river back behind us. Either way, like I said, final phase in here, so don't hesitate. I mean, it's not gonna be long after you see this that it sells out. Pricing comes in the mid 400s though out here. All right, so I was back out showing in River Shoals today, and I got some inside information that not a lot of people know about. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for sharing this, but for those that have ever been out to the neighborhood, on the back end of the neighborhood, there were some lots they tried to sell off individually, and most of them never even sold. At one point, Stanley Martin did try and acquire it, and they never came to agreement. But I'm being told that behind the scenes, the talks are back on, that they're trying to work out a deal so that there is another phase of River Shoals out here. Again, nothing's been officially determined, but trying to give you the most up-to-date information. And if once I get word, if that does work out, I'll definitely let anybody know that's looking into River Shoals, because again, by the time you see this, those 2 homes that are left might be sold. All right, before I let you know how to get your hands on that guide and we dive into the last phase of the highly sought after neighborhood with their brand new floor plans and of course, that neighborhood in walking distance to downtown Lexington, we gotta circle back to Carriage Estates as I promised. So they introduced 6 new floor plans. These plans are going to be a little bit different. They're not going to have that full customization that you get to do with the larger floor plans. But if you do get in early on, they have some packages that you can pick from so that you get a little bit more options with the colors in the house. But the phenomenal news, I know everyone is excited here, is that they come in the high 300s and are still not compromising on style and design with those hardy plank finishes, high-end designs on the inside, and so much more. And if you're looking for more of that budget-friendly new construction neighborhood, make sure to subscribe, as in the future, I'm making an entire video where I take you to neighborhoods as low as $200,000. That's correct, right here in the Lexington and Lake Murray area. All right, before we dive into these new floor plans in this highly desired neighborhood in Lexington, one of my recent clients was relocating from out of state. When they called, they told me they felt overwhelmed by the number of options. But after speaking with my team, we're able to start to narrow down the area that best matched their lifestyle and budget. Then we scheduled appointments to visit the new home models, and they found a beautiful new home that's a perfect fit for their family's needs. Unfortunately, home prices, current inventory, and incentives are quite literally changing by the day. So reaching out to my team is the fastest way to get the most up-to-date information in the shortest amount of time. And that's how you're gonna get your hands on my guide I created. Because of this situation, I decided to create a guide that breaks down all the new construction by areas and by price point in a clear and concise way. And I don't know when you're watching this, but I update this regularly because this changes so often. And the builders are always calling us because of how much deals we do with them, letting us know what's new. Anyways, many of you already recognize where I'm at. I'm at the highly sought after Longview neighborhood in Lexington. Anytime they release a new phase, I have clients that jump into this neighborhood before it sells out, and they finally come to their final phases. And I've already been out here virtual touring homes for clients. And what excited people more in this new phase is so many of you ask about true in-law suites in homes, dedicated office space, more storage. And Stanley Martin listened. They brought in their brand new lineup for these final phases. They have 12 different floor plans ranging from 1,500 square feet ranch plans up to nearly 4,000 square foot homes. There's options for just about everybody. And depending on your feedback, I can come back out to these neighborhoods and film some of the homes so you get a good idea of what they're like on the inside. But for those of you that are not familiar with this neighborhood, this master plan community does feature a community pool. They have a clubhouse where they host neighborhood events. They have a large grass field. You got playgrounds, sidewalks, and so much more, which is why so many buyers seek this neighborhood out. All right, now I stand in front of the one that probably has been the one that has most people buzzing. I know one of the top questions many of you ask, where are those neighborhoods that are in walking distance to restaurants, shopping, and more? And it's finally here, straight from their site. They say every aspect of Sandpiper Square, from the architectural elegance of its homes to its thoughtful community layout, reflect a dedication to excellence and innovation. Discover an engaging living experience where the charm of Southern living meets a vibrant community setting. They say the development features 31 exclusive new residents, each designed to seamlessly blend elegance with the comforts of everyday life. For those that aren't familiar, we are literally standing in the Flight Deck Shopping Center, which does feature the Flight Deck restaurant, Tokyo Grill, Wingspot, Firehouse Sub, right across the street from Mexican restaurant, pizza, and more. And it is less than a mile walk to the Lexington Amphitheater and to Lexington downtown, including O'Hara's Public House, Nikki's Pizzeria, Taco Sushi, where the brand new Voodoo Brewing is, and so much more. I honestly don't foresee this neighborhood lasting long, especially considering they say units start from the 400s. Now, if you're just learning about new construction in the area, you're gonna wanna check out this video here, where we actually break down how new construction works and where to get started. Because I know a lot of this can seem overwhelming as you get excited about seeing all the brand new homes and possibility. And of course, stay subscribed as the series continues, hitting budget friendly, as well as heading over to Northeast Columbia, Blythewood, and more.